These are some poems I wrote, I think in 2016. Next, for Salvatore Quasimodo. Next to the statue that commemorates the fallen, one can see at sunset the dolphins at play. Next to the statue, the ultramarine of the sky touches as the sun dies. The herring gulls turn from white to custard. Next to the statue, the lovers entwine, kissing as if it were the last day, tasting the sacrament of Eros, and the waves rock the beach. Next to the statue, the old man doffs his hat, memory of his father or friend. The clouds caress the figure bare-breasted toward the Irish Sea. This one is called Sometimes for Cesar Pavese. Sometimes I cannot breathe, I cannot taste the salt or bitterness of the lemon. Sometimes the origin of life is no longer a mystery. I can hear the bellwether of a star that twinkles at the edge of the end, or is at the beginning. Sometimes I dramatize the situation, make the matter more than it should be ever. Like getting on the wrong train, I go quickly to the wrong conclusion. I should leap out, and sometimes I practice the words in my head, give them a soundtrack, a bit of Scriabin or Chopin, and they lose themselves between the notes. Sometimes, like a nighthawk, I stay up through a day into the night, out of the tunnel like someone might falling into the sea and waking to Atlantis. Sometimes the burden of expression fails, is blank, and the impotence is like geese that make the wrong turn. Sometimes summer is winter, and I'm at loss. The hawk in the plummet falls to the sensible. Its eyes sees what matters. Daisy, for William Carlos Williams. Who is there who knows your well-kept secret, that when we see the white and red of the raspberry ripple of all that exclusive floret, you're actually a colony of little flowers, and if you scope your head, you will find not a single flower, but a crowd, and then you find your knowledge on the slippery slope, for what you took for granted, the smile or the kind word, has new currency. For the known will mingle with ignorance and taint the garden with a weed of despair, for the day's heralds, the clouds of insecurity, even about a daisy. Stickleback, for Nico Tinbergen and Gottfried Benn. In Jam Jar you swam with a newt or two, and the black commas of the tadpoles. I smelt your briny scent as a boy you brought back the marina, the light evenings of summers past, of the strawberries and cream, of the rolling skates and football. You swam in circles, and like the robin you could fight above your weight. Those barbs were like the trident of a gladiator. Your courage was all instinct, and I watched you swim back to the reeds and the stones. When I released you, I let myself free. A plum for Rilke. Plums from Spain, orbs of juiciness, sun-washed and rain-bathed. They beckon the supplicant, not as if they are laid out for a feast, but they remain in the carton, the fruit of succulence, fruit that might be equal to the number in the daily quotient of what is nutritious, fruit used to detox the system, and one that could have been for royalty at El Escorial, carried on a platter with figs, apples, and all manner of fruit, to be dined upon by the king and queen, and a whole retinue of those at the court, and by the dozen, mind you, like grapes. And there is the plum among the poor, where you see them on the porch, with death at the door, in the flies and disease. They partake of one, and run a commentary about its liquid and fleshy taste, and there are others who share it as the lovers in search of bliss, of a pleasure, as the tongues lap and play with each other like two moray eels.